It's late. You're sitting in the quiet of your room. The only light coming from the small screen in your hand. Your thumb moves automatically, scrolling through an endless river of moments. A person hiking a mountain you've never seen. A group of friends laughing at a joke you didn't hear. A perfectly crafted meal you'll never taste. The world is pouring itself into you. A constant stream of life, colour and sound. There is so much fullness, so much connection on display. And yet if you're really honest with yourself in that quiet room, you might notice a strange feeling growing inside. A kind of hollowness. A feeling of being on the outside of everything. Looking in. It's the great paradox of our time. To be connected to everyone and everything. Yet to feel profoundly, achingly alone. It's like standing in a room where 1,000 different songs are playing at once. The air is thick with sound. It's full of energy, but you can't make out a single melody. You can't hear the music. You just feel the noise. That noise, that constant wash of information and stimulation, starts to feel like emptiness after a while. The part of you that is designed for deep singular connection to a person, to a task, to your own thoughts, is being starved. It's being fed an endless buffet of appetizers, but it never gets a real meal. And so it feels empty. It feels hungry. Now here is where things get interesting. When this feeling of hollowness persists, when the lack of motivation sets in, when the world starts to look a little grey around the edges, we have a name for it. We might call it depression. We might think something is wrong with us, that some chemical in our brain is out of balance, that we are somehow broken. We see the symptom as the problem. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if that feeling isn't a sign that you're defective? What if it's a perfectly functioning, incredibly intelligent signal from the deepest part of you? Think about it. When you touch a hot stove, your nervous system doesn't whisper a polite suggestion to move your hand. It screams in pain. The pain isn't the problem. The pain is the solution. It's the message delivered with undeniable urgency that saves you from serious harm. That low feeling, that exhaustion, you can't seem to shake. What if it's just a different kind of pain? What if it's your inner self, your consciousness, sending you the most powerful message it can? This environment is burning us out. This way of living is unsustainable. We need to pull back. It's like a smoke alarm. The alarm itself isn't the fire. The loud, annoying beep is just the indicator that something is burning somewhere in the house. You wouldn't try to fix the alarm by taking out its batteries. You would thank it for the warning and go look for the source of the smoke. That feeling of being down, of being disconnected, is your internal smoke alarm. And the smoke is the relentless, 24/7 overstimulation we've all come to accept as normal life. The endless scrolling, the constant notifications, the pressure to be available, the news cycles designed to keep you anxious. It's a low-grade fire that's been burning for years. We've just gotten used to the smell of the smoke. That low mood is the part of you that hasn't gotten used to it. It's the part of you that still remembers what clean air feels like. It's your health, not your sickness, that is sounding the alarm. So the question becomes not, how do I fix myself? But how do I create enough quiet to find the source of the fire? You can't hear a whisper in a hurricane. And right now, most of us are living inside an information hurricane. We need to intentionally create a pocket of stillness, a space of quiet. This isn't about a grand solution or a permanent escape. It's about a simple experiment, a small act of turning down the noise, just to see what happens, to see if, in the silence, you can begin to hear a different signal, your own. It's the invitation to a simple 7-day journey, not as a punishment or a test of willpower, but as a kindness to yourself, a chance to let your nervous system breathe, to let your mind settle, to see what thoughts, what feelings, what desires might be waiting for you underneath all the noise. It is simply about creating a space where you can hear yourself again, maybe for the first time in a very long time. It's a return to the factory settings of your own awareness before the world installed so many distracting applications. We are not meant to process this much information. Our inner architecture is designed for depth, not for this infinite, shallow width. And the feeling we label as a problem is often just our true nature, trying to guide us back home, back to a more human rhythm. It's a call to come back to your own life, instead of just watching thousands of others scroll by. By the way, our shared space of light and awareness is on its way to 100,000 people. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and brings this moment closer. So you begin, and the first thing you will almost certainly meet is a feeling we've been trained to fear, a feeling we will do almost anything to avoid. Boredom, that restless, twitchy, empty feeling when there's nothing to consume, nothing to click, nothing to distract you. Our whole modern world is built on the promise of never having to feel this. But here is the secret. That feeling you call boring isn't a void, it's a space. It's the waiting room of your own mind. It's the moment the snow globe stops being shaken and the flakes finally begin to settle. For the first day, maybe 2, the water is still cloudy. The restlessness is strong. You'll reach for your phone without even thinking. You'll feel a phantom vibration in your pocket. This is normal. This is the detox. This is the mechanism resetting itself. And what do you do in this space? You do the boring things. You take a walk, but you leave your headphones behind. And for the first time in a long time, you hear the world. You hear the sound of your own footsteps on the pavement. You hear the conversation of birds you never noticed, lived in your neighbourhood. You feel the air on your skin, or you sit with a cup of tea and you just sit. You don't read the news, you don't check your email, you look out the window. You watch the way the light hits the leaves on a tree. At first it feels like nothing is happening, but something profound is happening. Your awareness, which has been scattered across 1,000 digital points all day, is slowly coming home. It's returning to your body. It's grounding itself in the real physical world that is right here, right now. These simple, non-stimulating acts are not about a lack of input. They are about allowing your system to process the enormous backlog of input it's already carrying. It's like finally letting your computer shut down and run its updates after being on for 1,000 days straight. Now, to make this real for yourself, you do something very simple. Each day of this week, you take a moment to rate your overall mood on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is low, 10 is high. That's it. You write it down. This isn't for anyone else. This isn't a test. This is for you. It's about making the invisible visible. Because what you will start to see is a direct connection. You will have undeniable proof written in your own hand that as you change your simple daily actions, you're literally changing your inner world. You become both a scientist and the experiment. You witness day by day how reality responds to your choices. Day 1 might be a 3, restless, irritable. Day 3 might be a 5, strange quietness you don't quite trust. Day 6, it might be a 7 or an 8, not because anything amazing happened, but because nothing did. The quiet allowed your natural state of well-being to surface, like a buoy held under water that is finally released. You start to notice things. The food you eat has more flavour. The sleep you get is deeper. The conversations you have are more present. You're not just hearing the words. You're feeling the person in front of you. The constant, low-grade anxiety that was the background music of your life has faded. You didn't fight it. You didn't analyse it. You simply removed the environment that was feeding it. You realise that your natural state isn't anxious or depressed. Your natural state is calm. The anxiety was just the static from a bad connection. And here is the most important part. The real goal of this 7-day experiment is not to quit the modern world. It is not to run away and live in a cabin unless you truly want to. The goal is to gain enough clarity to return with a choice. Before this, you were using technology on autopilot. It was a habit, a reflex. But now you have a reference point. You know, in your bones, what inner quiet feels like. You know what overstimulation feels like. You can feel the difference. And so, when the 7 days are over and you pick up your phone, you are no longer its servant. You are its master. You engage with it consciously. You know what you are trading your peace for. You know when to put it down. You can enter the noisy room, but now you know where the quiet room is. And you can return to it whenever you need to. You remember what you are protecting. You are protecting that clear, calm space inside you, where your own thoughts can be heard, where your creativity lives, where your connection to yourself resides. You have reclaimed the most valuable currency you have, your own attention. You are no longer letting it be sold to the highest bidder for free. You are choosing where to invest it. And that choice, that simple act of conscious choice, is the beginning of creating a life that is truly your own. If this video changed something in you, write in the comments, I am the guardian of my inner space. Write it as your promise